So gentle bite, obviously we're quite close and there's nothing around, so I'm going to make a move. So I'm going to keep it at this speed. I've already got my lock on. Still clear shoulder.
Yeah.
Now lock off. Clutch in a bit there, look. Just clutch down, letting it roll. See how I'm peeling the steering off at the same speed?
Yeah.
There. Parallel, would you say?
Yeah.
And would you say there's probably about that much width between the mirrors?
Yeah, I would.
On this road, it's going to allow bikes and cyclists to pass. On a wider road, it's going to allow cars to pass as well. So you don't want to be too far over and the gap's too big, cars will come on the inside and bikes. So
yeah.
We've got to be a bit defensive with it as well. So handbrake straight into reverse. I should have already done that by now really. So the white lights are on at the back. So if a car turns, it comes down the road straight away. They know what our intentions are. I'm going to set the left door mirror so it's down. So the handle in the top third. I don't want to see just floor, you see, that's why that's important.
Yeah.
I want to see what's coming up too, but more curb. Okay, so checking around, shoulder, mirror, road ahead, road behind, mirror, and looking in the direction of travel. So that's straight. Remember what we said with that spirit level thing reference we used on that glade parking. So just look with me over that shoulder. Can you see what do you reckon? Do you reckon we're level yet, or?
Yeah, just about, yeah.
We're about level, aren't we?
Yeah.
So the next move, I'm all on the clutch here, not braking or anything.
Okay.
My next move is shoulder check, it's clear, and I'm moving, full lock, 1, 2, 3, on. Back to what I'm doing, another shoulder update, that's good, road ahead's good too. And then, I reckon I'm at about 1 o'clock there.
Yeah.
So 1, 2, 3, off, back to the shoulder, road ahead's clear, and back to the direction of travel. Next thing is the door handle reference. So when the door handle's on top of that curb, and it's just at the bottom of it at the moment, but when it's on top, I can see the black outline of the tyre as well. That's something else to look out for.
Yeah.
There's a car coming. I don't think he can get through. I'm just going to check around. Just going to proceed with caution. It's slowing down anyway. And yeah, it's on top of it now. So I'm going to full right lock there. 1, 2, 3. Looking back where I'm going. Lock's still on. Now I'm slowing it down here. I've not touched the brake once during this manoeuvre. It's all on clutch, look.
This is clutch, yeah.
Yeah. That's going to become parallel in a moment. Not if I straighten up now though, I'm going to go back crooked at an angle and hit the curb with the back tyre. If you look forwards as well, like the Bay Park, we can relate this.
Yeah.
It doesn't quite feel, it looks like it's about 3 minutes past 12, doesn't it?
Yeah.
If it was a clock. So keeping the lock on. And then in a moment I'm going to do them 3 big movements. Does that look parallel yet, or is it just off?
I think it looks parallel.
I'm going to move back a little there.
Yeah.
So, clear behind. 1, 2, 3. So that's parallel. That's looks straight in relation to the road ahead and the car in front, which is straight. We checked it out before we started. And I'm going to reverse back a little bit so that when I actually emerge out from here, I can actually get round the car, you know, with ease. And if it was a van, you'd want to see a bit of the road ahead. You wouldn't want to leave yourself really close.
Yeah.
Because if it was a real parking exercise and somebody gets really close to you behind, you're going to struggle to get out.
Yeah.
So always allow for that. Always make sure that you've left a bit extra so that whatever happens, you know you can get out.
Okay.
All right, particularly if you're doing a school run.
Yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
people just, yeah, let's not go into that one. So, how did you find that?
Yeah, I think it made sense. I was paying attention when to steer and which position was best when to steer as well.
Good. You know, so on the test, they won't ask you to park in between 2 cars.
It won't.
No, it will always be the object car in the front and the 2, and a, you know, reverse back within 2 car lengths.
Okay.
If you touch the curb lightly, don't worry, as long as you're looking where you're going.
Yeah.
If you touch the curb and there's a pedestrian behind you, that's bad news then, because that could have been a lot worse, couldn't it?
Yeah.
But if you bash into the curb, well, obviously that's a loss of control. That could be something potentially quite serious. It's the same with all the manoeuvres, you know. If something goes slightly wrong, don't worry. Don't assume
Yeah.
that you failed, because it's often not the case. Now, Chris, if you do want to, once you've nailed this and got this method down, if you do want to look at parking in between 2 cars, then that's something we can do.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll swap back over. So do you want me to guide you through?
Yes, I think it'd be useful on this first time.
Okay. So when you're ready, we'll pull up alongside. I should have reset the door mirror. It's not just my learners that forget to do that, clearly. Alright, so clutch down into first, prepare yourself.
Did you move the seat at all?
I moved it forwards just slightly.
Did you? Okay.
Everything okay still for you?
Yeah, I feel like I need to just pop it forwards one. You know, and it doesn't click.
Give it a good shake. Must be clicked in.
Yeah. Yeah, that's better. Mirrors haven't changed.
Good. Alright, so just a gentle bike, so we're going to be using that steady control to get alongside the car. That's good. Clutching just a bit there, that's it. Bit more steer, bit more, faster. There, hold that and off. Faster, 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 look forwards, there.
Yeah.
Look at the steering wheel as you do it. Steer left, look at this. So you see we're veering to the left there?
Yeah.
You want to get yourself straight earlier, so you want to put more steer on, but then you want to take it off just as it becomes straight. So hold that on, hold it. Hold the left on. Hold the left steer on.
Oh, the left.
Because
okay.
you see you're a bit crooked there.
Slightly, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter, but I'd prefer for you to grasp that skill.
Okay.
As we're doing the manoeuvres, but it's fine, we can come back to that and look at it on the other manoeuvres going forwards. Okay. This is still it's not going to make the manoeuvre not work, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
So straight into handbrake on, straight into reverse, giving a signal with the reverse lights.
Yeah.
Setting the door mirror so it's facing down, door handle in the top third of the view this time.
Yep.
Prepare your feet for the gradient. Start checking from your right shoulder, working your way around to the direction of travel. And stay looking in the direction of travel, handbrake off if it's clear. That's it, just really light amount of gas during the manoeuvres. Only about 1,000. Tell me when you think we're level.
I'd say about now.
Okay, so the next job is checking the right shoulder. Get it moving again so we don't dry steer. Back to what we're looking, to where we're going, full left lock on. Done. Good. Now, anything coming?
No.
Right shoulder still safe?
Yep.
And the next thing is, going to be at 1 o'clock shortly.
Yep.
So it's going to be 1, 2, 3 on the steering wheel to make it straight. Look at the steering wheel as you do it. 1, 2, 3. Red band at the top. Look at the steering wheel. There. Hold that straight. Straight. There.
Yeah.
So, looking where we're going. Keep it slow. Slower, Chris. And the door handle, is it on top of the curb?
Yeah,
Don't move.
just about, yeah.
What you let that do then is just pick up a little bit too much speed.
Okay.
We might make it round, we might not there. I'm not sure. It's very borderline. So I want you to actually dry steer here.
Okay.
We're to full lock right. Okay.
Yeah.
Check over the right shoulder again before we start, and the head and where we're going. Is it all clear?
Yeah.
Alright, so nice and gentle then. What do you reckon?
Don't think we're going to make that one.
Now, don't move anything with the steering wheel. Pop it back into first. Check all around, and all we'll do, we'll edge back to the 1 o'clock position. We don't need to take this all the way back to the start.
Just, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we can sort of have a look at judging that again. So when we get to the 1, that's it. Clutch in a bit to control there. Good, and stop it there. Straight back into reverse. Do you see that as we go backwards, because the road's got camber on the
Yeah,
side?
I noticed that when we just did it.
So that's, I think, what just picked up a little bit too much, a bit too high on the clutch,
Yeah.
and it just gathered a bit too much momentum. It's only just, but
It's just enough to keep you going.
yeah.
Okay.
All right. So is it all clear, Chris?
Yeah.
Yeah. So looking where we're going. Good. So your steering wheel's lovely and straight there.
Yeah.
Got loads of time. Can you see the black outline of the tyre as well?
Yeah, I can.
That's always a good one to look for too.
I'd probably say about now.
Yeah, I would too. So full lock on. Good. Keep that lock on. Slow it down a bit there. Now keep it real slow here because we want to get this just right. A bit slower. There, that speed. That's perfect. Not quite yet, is it?
Not quite
Still
yet.
a bit of an angle
Yeah.
there in the mirror. Back there. 1, 2, 3 with the steering wheel. 1, 2, 3. Red band at the top. Check it. Looking back where we're going. Nice little gap there. What about this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Rest back, I don't know, about half a car length or so, just so we can get past the silver with ease. Keep the steering wheel dead straight, unless there's a reason you're steering it.
It's probably about half a car length.
Yeah, that'll do. For the purposes of today, we just want to keep that driveway clear as well, don't we?
Yeah.
So we're not sitting over it. Okay. And then do what I didn't do. Reset the door mirror.
Yeah.
Okay. So how did you find that?
Yeah, I think it was good. Obviously, the first time I did it, the camber of the road brought me back quicker than I wanted to go.
Yeah.
So I didn't bear that one in mind. But then once I experienced it on the second time, it just made a lot more sense to go a little bit slower because the road was going to take me anyway.
So I guess what you did then was you had a less, if I could speak properly it would help, a bike that wasn't as high at the point where the camber starts to dip down, therefore you didn't have as much momentum going into that. You didn't pick up as much speed, something along them lines.
Yeah.
Good. So do you think that's a method that you could sort of get on with and remember and use, or?
I think so, yeah. I think now I know the 1 o'clock and the reference and when to steer, because that's just what I wasn't sure on.
Do you want a print off?
Yeah, that might
go if you want.
Yeah.
Here's a print off. Do you want to make any notes on there as to our reference points, so the 1 o'clock or anything like that, or do you feel that?
I think it makes sense.
Yeah.
Because I'll know that that's 1 o'clock.
Yeah, well, it looks like it, doesn't it, really?
Yeah.
It's just reminding you about the camber there, look.
Yeah.
The slow feet, all-round observations. The arrow signifies the right shoulder check, the dangers, the cars that could be approaching, think about dealing with them, and that's it, really.
Cool.
Yeah. So what do you want to do on the next attempt? I'm guessing, do you want another go at this now? Now we know we've got a bit more time.
Yeah.
What do you want from me? What do you need?
I think maybe we'll try with less instruction.
Yeah.
But obviously if I've not got enough steer on, or if I'm going too quick or anything, just let me know.
Okay. Okay then, so from what you've said, do you want me to just be watching your every step, and then if I feel you've missed something that you need, just let you know?
Yeah.
So let you take charge sort of thing, but
yeah,
help you if something's missing.
So just with the start again, was it full lock to pull out, and then pretty much full lock to get back in to get parallel?
Yeah, because it brings you in parallel sooner.
Yeah.
And then as soon as it's just parallel, off. Bit like we do when we come in to finish.
Yeah.
Does that answer your question?
It does, yeah.
Fully, yeah? Bloody hell, cream trousers. Marks all over them. Is it cream, or would you call it beige?
Maybe beige.
Custard creams. Because if you leave it on any longer, where's the car going to go?
It's going to be that way.
There. So let it roll for longer, because you want to pull just past anyway.
Yeah.
See what I mean? That's dead useful, that last little bit.
Yeah, it just gets you straight.
Exactly. So when you reverse back now, you know where your tyres are.
Cool.
Could benefit before you start from just setting the left door mirror down.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Again, like I said to you on the bay part, you don't have to set those. You don't have to use those. But
It's just the useful one, because I've got it on my car as well, so...
Yeah. So checking the right shoulder before we swing out, good. That's fine. Are we all good?
Yep.
Yep. Good, so you got your full lock on there. Cool. Well done. Here's less gas, Chris.
Yeah. It's going to be a tricky one, that one, I think.
You're going to have to steer dead quick, are you, to try and...
Yeah, I think so.
We're not going to do it, are we?
No.
So what are you going to do at this point then? Because this could happen in real life quite easy.
Move back into 1 o'clock.
Is it safe to do so before we...
Yeah.
Yeah? And is there enough space there now if we look into the...
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's as far as we need to go then. Why do you think you went a bit close again? Do you think it was to do with...
Maybe speed, yeah,
Yeah.
I think on that one.
Okay. How do you feel that went?
Yeah, I think that was pretty good. It's an alright gap. It's probably about double to what it was last time.
Still reasonable though.
Yeah?
Yeah, still just a drains width. Nothing will be said about that on a test
That's good.
at all. Absolutely fine. If you was leaving it overnight, you'd probably just shuffle it a little bit more, wouldn't you,
Yeah,
maybe?
yeah.
So, you've never done this before. That's the first time
Yeah. First time I've done it.
you've done it by yourself. It's the second time you've done it in your life.
Yeah, yeah.
Not bad on the whole, eh?
No, it feels good. I think it's, especially with the reference points and the speed and the steering, and also the mirror as well, is quite useful. It's quite a useful one to have.
Pace of practicing now. I did have to remind you actually about the right shoulder check. Now, do you think you'd have forgot that, or do you think you'd have just been a bit later? Honestly, what do you think?
I think it would have just been a bit later, but it's something that you need to do straight away, really, because if you're swinging out, then you just gotta make sure it's clear.
Good. All right. So I think what we'll do, we'll leave that for today.
Yeah.
Do you feel you've got enough there for your private practice with that
I do, yeah.
that print off and the practice already?
Definitely.
Any questions before we head back?
Not really. I was quite shocked because when I found out that the parallel parking was on the test, well, obviously it's been there for quite a while.
Yeah.
But I just assumed it would be between two cars. You know, like I don't know, just in case, because it's like an everyday kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I was kind of really worrying about that.
Were you?
Yeah.
What, up until just when I just said it?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's still something that I'm going to practice. You know, now I've got the skills to do it. Because we mentioned that. Well, this isn't really two cars. It's about a car and a half, isn't it? So.
What do you mean?
Like
Oh yeah,
the
yeah.
car
So
length,
our car and then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, in theory, the space would just be a little bit smaller. So is it just kind of the same steps, just a little bit slower?
To do what, sorry?
So to park between two cars where the space is just a little bit smaller than this. So if you were parallel parking.
It's the same steps, to be honest.
Is it?
Before we travelled backwards, you would have noticed that the front end was quite close to that car.
Yeah.
And so if there was a gap that was reasonable to park in, you'd have got in.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's the same steps.
Yeah, that's cool. So yeah, I'd say I'm quite happy with that one because it's something I can do in my private practice now. I've got all the skills to do it.